What's up, you motherfuckers? Good to see ya. Yeah, so today I'm going to be talking about a movie I saw last night called Escape Plan. It stars Sylvester Stallone. In all seriousness, though, I do fucking love his movies. Rocky, Rambo, fucking Expendables. Um, what's that? Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. Like all Stallone's movies, I actually genuinely like, and I don't see why people give him a load of shit. He's brilliant. And also stars Annie, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. And so this is the movie everyone's been waiting for years. Like, just like the two people you want to see in a movie. And fuck yeah, this is the equivalent to kind of like Robert De Niro and Al Pacino in a movie together, like The Godfather 2. So this movie was good, and I've heard a lot of bad things about it, but I actually quite enjoyed this film, and I went into it thinking it was going to be shit because of what I'd heard about it. I went in and I fucking enjoyed it because I like escape movies. I like movies like Sherlock Holmes where someone has to think, has to be very intellectual and creative. Like this, my guy, that the MacGyver kind of shit to get out of places. I like that. Basically, in this film, Stallone is this guy Ray Breslin, and for a living, he gets in put in jail and is basically testing how fortified they are, how maximum security prisons actually are, like whether they are actually maximum security, whether it is possible to escape, and they just leave him in there, and he just finds creative ways of escaping from the jails. So he goes to like the top ones in the world and gets out of them to prove that like they're not unbreachable. You can get out. They're not these maximum security holds where a creative person can't get out of them. You're completely locked in. So he writes his book on it. Um, and next he gets out of jail. He gets this other offer to go into this ultimate jail, but it's privately funded and it's off the grid. No one knows about it. It's not official. It's off the books. He's not allowed to know the location. His friends aren't allowed to know. His boss isn't allowed to know. No one's allowed to know. But he gets 5 million for it, just to test this. So he accepts the job. His friends tag him so they know where he's going. Um, and instead of getting the nice cozy ride to the location, he's pretty much kidnapped. Yeah, he's injected so he falls to sleep, knocked unconscious. He's had his tag removed. He sees a guy get thrown out of the airplane. He's like, "This is some serious shit." He ends up in this prison where everyone's just wearing these black, creepy masks. They're just like it's just like the fit of a mask of a face, but black. They're like V for Vendetta, where it's just like the outline of the facial features. It's kind of like that, but it's completely black. Yeah, it's all dressed in black. You never see the faces, so you never know who the guards are. So you can't make friends with the guards because you never know who the guard is because they're always wearing these masks, and it's hard to distinguish which one's who. And basically, each cell is just like maybe like a 9 foot or 8 foot long transparent cell. It's like you're in a glass box, and all there is a little space there for your bed and nothing else. So you're just in this room, and you like each cell block is just split into different sections, and there's just you're stuck in these glass boxes, and you can't get out, and you can't think of any ways to get out. You know, in his first escape, like the first escape you see when he gets out of jail at the beginning of the movie, he just like finds ways of getting security code and blocking up the meal door shutter, so when it closes, he can push it open and keep trying to get the the key code and then crawling through the vents and getting underneath a fire truck as a car explodes because he's getting outside help. So they set the car up to explode. Then he rides there dressed like a fireman underneath the fire engine. He gets in the car and drives away, which is a pretty simple way of getting out, really. In this one, there's no way out. And he meets this guy, Rockmeyer, who's on there, and he's like, "Anything you need, I'm your man." Breslin goes into this prison expecting that he can get out, he can escape, and if he can't escape from it, they gave him this evacuation code. Like because when you go in, you have a completely new identity, you have an alias, and he's got this name, and he goes in expecting to meet this prison warden, and that prison warden doesn't exist, or they're not there. It was just a ploy, and this other prison warden doesn't give a fuck whether that it's him. Once he finds out, it's sort of like there ain't no evacuation code. You think you just give me this code and you walk out? Nah. So he's in there and he's got to find ways to get out, and he's just trying to establish who the weak links of the people are, like out of the guards, tries to figure out the routines of how they patrol, and this Rockmire is like, anything you need, I can get it. Tell me what you want, I can do it, I'm your friend, you can give it to me, I can help you. So, like basically, when Breslin gets put in isolation, he usually figures out a way using isolation, because it's a weak point. Their idea of like solitary confinement is just stuck in this room, this metal room, really small, probably like 5 feet, 6 feet wide, if that. And they got massive spotlights that just keep flashing, so you're blinded and burnt because it's so hot until you're just like dehydrated and dying and delirious. And he's got this doctor that comes in, and it's obvious the doctor isn't insensitive. He's not like as bad as the guards and the warden. Like he does have a bit of compassion, but obviously he's scared as well, so he doesn't want to help Breslin. He don't know about his story or whatever, or where he is. So basically, Breslin, this evacuation code doesn't work, and then while Breslin's in there, he notices that there's screws, like steel screws, drilled into the floor with a cover over. So he tries to get Rockmire he says, right, you can get me anything, get me a sheet of metal that needs to be about 3 inches wide. So like Rockmire gets tricked into the water, and he insults him, so they beat him up and nearly try and like waterboard him and drown him, kind of thing. And like when he's on the floor, he quickly grabs this piece of metal plug that's on the floor, and then when he gets put in solitary confinement again with Breslin's like using the light, it's like a sundial, to reflect the light onto the steel screws, so they heat up, and obviously when heats up, it expands, so they expand and they pop off the cover, and he escapes down this ladder, and he gets there, and he climbs up, then he climbs all the way up, he gets out of the roof, and then he finds that they're on a fucking like cargo ship in the middle of the fucking ocean, but he don't know which ocean it is, he don't know how far he is out or nothing. So the rest of the movie is just trying to think of ways they can get out in different ways, of like trying to get a message to the outside. He knows that he can't get any message from to the outside without the doctor's help, and he needs diversion, so he needs to do this, and then people figure out he's talking to Rockmire, so he kind of strikes a deal with one of the Muslims there, and the Muslim's like, okay, goes to the warden, he's like, I'll give you information on these two if you let me go out and pray to my God so my God can see me. So they let him out, and Breslin gives him this like makeshift compass star tracker thing to tell where the location is. So like you can look at the sky and pinpoint where the stars are, so they can tell based on that whereabouts they are, like longitude, where they are, kind of thing. So to figure out whereabouts they are, but they're still no closer to getting out. So the whole movie is like they're trying to escape. It is a prison break movie, but I don't know why people are saying it's a shit. There's some pretty good action in there. There's quite a lot of violence, gory violence, and yeah, it's a good film. I liked it. I did enjoy it. But I did think, watching the whole movie again, it looks like there's no way out now, but there's always going to be a way out. You know who's going to die, you know who's not. It was quite predictable. And this prison was built so well that Breslin couldn't escape from it, because the warden had read Breslin's book and had built the prison based on the specifications to stop people escaping. But Breslin still fucking escaped from the prison that was built to hold him, if anyone, so he could rot there and see how good he was at escaping from the ultimate fucking prison. And he still managed to fucking escape and take someone with him. So there's Arnie and Stallone on this ship in the middle of the ocean, and they need to get to land, and yeah, we need to get out of here. Quick, get to the chopper. And they actually get to the chopper, and he's on the chopper like, yeah, die you motherfuckers. But he doesn't say that because Arnie doesn't swear very often. And the problem with Arnie and Stallone's dialogue is it always seems very forced. Like, things Arnie says are not what real people talk like. Like, he says something, but it's like he's acting. Obviously, he is acting, but you're supposed to believe it's a person. But you don't feel like it's a person. You feel like he's acting. No, like, yippee-ki-yay, or something like that in the movie. It's like, it seems really forced, like it's not a real person talking, like they know they're on camera, and they're just doing it for the camera kind of thing. But I enjoyed this movie. It's worth a watch. I'd give it a watch. I like it. It's called Escape Plan. It's quite good. I'll see you later. Have a good day. See you later, you bastards.